Most of us have seen like Karens out in the wild, you know, losing their, like absolutely going crazy because maybe they feel like somebody cut in line or they've not been able to get the flavor of Frappuccino they want and they completely go crazy. But for me, the ones I've seen, they will really get rude to like maybe the staff member they're speaking to, but it won't go further than that. They'll be really rude. But I mean, apparently some of them have gone as far as to like do something to get themselves arrested and imprisoned. I mean, what are you doing? Just calm down.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're exploring the most infamous incidents of the rudest, most entitled, and belligerent people, best known as Karens, to have caused such a ruckus with their dreadful behavior that they endured criminal consequences.
Lees did get behind the wheel.
Plane punching. When flying on a commercial plane, there are a few rules to follow. Yet, if you have a Karen raging within you, then the rules are meaningless.
This behavior was reprehensible.
In 2020, Viviana Quinones was on board a Southwest Airlines flight from Sacramento to San Diego, California, when a flight attendant asked her to stow her tray table, put her seatbelt on, and wear her face mask properly as the plane prepared to land. Rather than comply, Quinones was furious at the employee doing her job and began recording on her phone. Somehow, this led to the passenger attacking the worker, which caused a cut that needed stitches and chipped teeth.
All because she was told to wear her face mask correctly, fasten her seatbelt, and stow her tray table for landing.
In 2022, Quinones pleaded guilty to interfering with a crew member, earning her a 15-month sentence.
Now, while on
50, what an idiot. Like, just do it so we can land.
supervised release, Quinones is banned from flying all commercial aircraft and must participate in anger management classes.
Neighbor.
Wow, so she's banned, what, for life from getting the plane? I mean, to be honest, like, punching the air stewardess over that is just crazy. That woman's a psychopath.
From hell. If it were possible to pick your neighbors, Suzanne Kraft would be near the bottom of most people's lists. After all, she targeted a family who lived near her in Louisville, Kentucky, simply for being interracial.
A jury convicted Kraft of sending those messages because of her neighbor's perceived skin color.
Kraft had been seen on the family's security camera writing racist messages and imagery on their driveway.
What a miserable loser.
Despite being ordered to leave them be, Kraft continued, resulting in minor convictions for contempt of court. However, she stepped it up in 2020 by sending the family threatening and racist letters in the post, some of which contained bullets.
Michelle Pineda saying, quote, "I am still in fear today, looking over my shoulder everywhere I go."
Look at her. Like, she's probably really lonely herself, I'm guessing. Maybe she hasn't got someone. Like, why else would you be so mad at a family just living their lives? Like, just mind your own business.
I heard the message loud and clear. Her intention was to instill fear. Up until the day of her arrest, she harassed us.
Kraft was also sending violent and racist letters to another family in a nearby neighborhood.
What is
in
your
2023, Kraft was convicted on several counts, earning her 9 years in jail.
Now, Kraft's legal troubles are far from over. Her attorneys are due back in Jefferson County Court tomorrow, where she's facing state charges for this same case.
The dirty road rage.
What is her problem? Why was she so bothered by other people living their lives? What is her problem?
Typically, when it comes to road rage incidents, there's usually some form of attack involved. In a way, in 2025, Christina Solometo did just that, only with a grosser variant in Prospect Park, Pennsylvania. Reportedly, she was furious at the car behind her for following her. However, the other driver actually lived near her.
They were both headed in the same direction. They both lived not far from one another.
Filled with rage and something else, Solometo got out of her vehicle, approached the car behind, and proceeded to defecate on the car's hood.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yep, that's something we humans do now, apparently.
It's been running through my mind all day since I've heard about it.
Weirdly, Solometo reported
that is absolutely vile. Imagine that.
Bragged about her technique to journalists. As part of a rehabilitative program, Solometo was handed 2 years of probation and ordered to undertake an anger management course and complete community service.
It's really unwelcome. We don't want this.
Couple of Karen.
What do you mean unwelcome? Can you imagine you're in traffic and some crazy lady jumps on the hood of your car and starts pooping?
In 2015, following the Charleston church attack by a white supremacist, there were calls nationwide to ban the Confederate flag. Furious at this project, a Georgia couple, Jose Torres and Kayla Norton, teamed up with the Respect the Flag group to show their Confederate passion. After decorating their vehicles with the flag, the members drove around Douglasville shouting racist abuse. At one point, they spotted a black family enjoying a child's birthday party.
The first thing my son said was, "Mama." They were saying that word that you don't let us say, that N-word. I said yes, and he said, "Why?"
After yelling racial slurs, the group decided to utter violent threats.
I mean, they terrorized us.
This sparked.
Why can't people just like live and let live? Like, mind, if you want the correct Confederate flag, fine. Just, you know, why are you shoving it down other people's faces for?
Sparked Norton to retrieve a firearm from a car and hand it to Torres for
Look at him crying, so pathetic. You did it. You reap what you sow.
Further intimidation. In 2017, as well as other investigators being criminally punished, Torres and Norton were sentenced to 13 and 6 years, respectively.
I do accept responsibility for what I've done. I know I was in the wrong. But I want you all to know that is not me.
Shut up. Shut up.
Kentucky Karen. Working the night shift at the University of Kentucky dormitory in 2022, Kyla Spring was probably hoping for a quiet, uneventful time. Instead, in walked an intoxicated Sophia Rosing.
I did not get paid enough for this.
After refusing to show Spring any ID, Rosing launched into a racial rant, reportedly saying slurs around 200 times and attacked the worker. Even when the police arrested her, Rosing wasn't finished as she bragged about her family's wealth and kicked and bit an officer.
Rosing was arrested and charged with alcohol intoxication in a public place, third-degree assault of a police officer, fourth-degree assault, and disorderly conduct.
While she pleaded not guilty to the charges, Rosing was banned from the university's campus. After changing her plea to guilty, the former student was sentenced to a year in jail in order to complete 100 hours of community service. In 2025, Rosing was released early from her sentence.
After Rosing was sentenced, you could hear the victim's mother crying on Zoom, quietly saying thank you.
Racial ranting at
what is it with people? Like, why are people so nasty? Like, why can't people just be like decent to each other?
Rescuers. Typically, when someone calls the police after being robbed, they're happy the officers arrive. However, Vicky Momberg isn't typical. In 2016, she called the cops after her car was robbed in Johannesburg, South Africa. Yet when the officers arrived, Momberg was furious that they were black.
Let me tell you something. This is the type of police force we've got. We've got low-caliber people working.
Are you crazy, lady? What are you? You're in South Africa.
On top of using insulting language against black people, she also called the cops slurs nearly 50 times.
She used the K word 48 times.
The trial and appeal were a mess as Momberg fired 6 legal teams, causing her to represent herself. In 2018, Momberg was sentenced to 2 years in jail and 1 year suspended.
This time, a loud message is sent to every race, every person in the country. This cannot go on any longer.
She eventually handed herself in after effectively going on the run. However, as part of South Africa's announcement of a special remission for prisoners, Momberg was released in 2019, terrorizing the TSA. When the TSA discovers a passenger has a bottle of liquid in their luggage and takes it away, the passenger complies, albeit probably fuming inside. However, in 2023, Micaiah Coleman was at the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, and she didn't keep her fury internal when the staff confiscated her apple juice. Instead, she went on a rant and attempted to get the items back.
Coleman is accused of going around a barrier at that point, climbing on a table.
After the workers stopped her, Coleman got onto a table and began attacking them. Her assault included elbowing one TSA agent so hard they got a concussion, punching another in the face multiple times, and biting one, as well as ripping clothing.
And called in Phoenix police to arrest Coleman and investigate.
In 2024, after pleading guilty, Coleman was sentenced to 4 months in jail.
That smile. What is she smiling for?
Followed by 36 months of supervised release. She's also banned from traveling by commercial aircraft during that time.
Plano racism. In 2022.
Damn, so many racist people on this video, eh?
4 women were walking through a parking lot after being at a restaurant together in Plano, Texas. However, rather than going home after a nice evening, Esmeralda Upton arrived, who hated the women due to some having Indian heritage.
This is no indication of the tolerance that, we allow in our city or the attitude that our citizens portray.
Upton ranted at the group about how much she hated Indians, throwing in some racist and body-shaming language too. One of the women was recording the interaction, which sparked Upton to attack.
Our entire sense of safety was shattered with this incident.
The police soon arrived, but did little until arresting Upton the following day. In 2024, after pleading guilty, the former realtor was sentenced to 40 days in jail and 2 years of probation. On top of that,
look at her, you can tell she's nasty, like the body language, the way she's all hunched over, like an ogre, like just look at the body language, look.
The former realtor was sentenced to 40 days in jail and 2 years of probation. On top of that, Upton was also sued by the victims. One of the cases was settled in 2025,
look at her.
Spreading the blame.
Wow.
In 2019, Daniela Lees made 2 terrible decisions during one night in London, Ontario, Canada.
She is facing a long list of charges.
First, she paid to see a Marilyn Manson gig. Second, she got intoxicated at the then-named Budweiser Gardens venue and drove home. Lees ended up crashing, striking a gas line that caused an explosion to rip through a neighborhood.
I don't even know what I'm thinking because it's just devastating.
Thankfully, no one was killed. However, there was over $10 million in damages and several people were injured. In 2021, on top of being sued, Lees was sentenced to 3 years in jail. In 2023, in a decision that seemed an attempt to diminish her responsibility, Lees issued a lawsuit against the venue's food and beverage company for
what? She's suing?
Serving her alcohol and for not stopping her driving.
The statement of claim says, among other things, the company served her alcohol, didn't monitor how much she was drinking, let her drink more than she should have, and ejected her from the venue without making sure she was not going to drive impaired.
What about personal responsibility? So now, basically, if you're a server or a bartender, you have to count how many beers you serve people. Like you're a babysitter? This is just insane.
Serious shift tantrum. For most people, when it comes to disagreements with work rotas, they either continue with their boss's demands or leave the job.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great.
However, Stacy Smith had a different response. After she and her wife Paula had been clashing with their manager, Michaela Morton, over their shifts at an ambulance station in Oldham, England, Stacy arrived at Morton's house in 2023. When she left for work, Stacy attacked her manager with a hammer. Afterwards, she confessed to the crime in a text message ending with, "Oopsie."
This was no accident.
Despite receiving life-changing injuries, Morton survived. In 2024, Stacy was sentenced to 20 years in jail. While Paula had no knowledge of the attack, the ambulance service fired her. However, a tribunal ruled it an unfair dismissal in 2026.
Wow, man, that video was pretty intense. So many nasty people in this video. Like a lot of racism, a lot of just like straight up venom. Like what is it with people and just like, a little bit of alcohol brings out like a horrible like evil person. Like, it's just, it's crazy that so many people, at least maybe the people in this video, like, just had such horribleness within them that, you know, they just had so much hate. Like, the woman who was like harassing that family, the interracial family, just because they were interracial, they weren't bothering her. They were just living their lives, but she was just so pissed that they were interracial that she had to like harass them and send them bullets in the post. Like, that's just straight up evil. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and check out the video I'm going to link right below this one. See you there.